tall does a guy have to be to date you?
6'6".
Yeah, like 6'7".
Okay, so how tall are you?
5 foot.
I'm 5'4".
How tall does a guy have to be to date you?
6'3".
6'5".
Okay, so how tall are you?
I'm 5'5".
Okay,
5'7".
so how tall do you think I am?
5'5".
And how tall are you again?
5'5".
Oh, I think it's called MBTV.
I have a question. Now, this question may come off as facetious in nature, but I assure you I am being sincere when I ask this. So, my question is more so predicated towards women. Ladies, is height a deal breaker in dating? See, I had to rephrase this question from how I originally was going to ask it, because I originally was going to ask, is height important? And that would have been kind of a dumb thing to ask, because of course it is. I mean, guys want height, women want some height. We usually want our children to have height because there comes certain advantages in height, which brings this whole chicken and egg kind of thing, because we want our children to have height and there are advantages in height. So for instance, they won't get denied in the dating market. All of a sudden, height has become like a huge thing. Now, the reason why I say all of a sudden is because I'm 40, and in my years, I have never seen height become such a huge deal like how it is, at least how it's presented on social media. Back in, the early 2000s, when I was actually of dating age, I never witnessed a woman deny a man because he was short. I never heard a woman give that disclaimer, that she don't want to deal with short men. These are things that just I haven't come across. And me personally, I know, guys who would be technically considered short kings, and they were knocking them down still to this day. So it wasn't until shows like Pop the Balloon came around that I seen that women were adamant about not dating shorter guys.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
Wore the heels today on purpose. So I am a little taller. So when I go out, I want to make for sure that whoever I'm with is a little, matching my energy, matching my height a little bit. So
You end up popping his.
I think more so it was probably the height for me. Yeah.
And how tall are you?
5. Okay. 5'6".
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 5'3".
it's just, you're not necessarily my type.
Got you.
I do tend to go for guys that are just a little taller.
I would say just a little too short for me. Just a little bit.
Yeah, what's new, right?
Now, granted, if you was to really, think about why that was on that show, is because they're in like a speed dating forum where they don't know what the next guy may look like. So they want to keep their options open, so they're popping on guys that I guess they didn't meet their aesthetic, in hopes that, a tall stallion might pop up. Also, for disclaimer, I use the word stallion specifically because a stallion is a male horse. So don't be thinking stallion is reserved for women because you don't make the stallion. Anyway, think that a stallion might pop up. And so under those circumstances, I kind of understand it. But the problem is that this rhetoric is regurgitated throughout social media. And you got a lot of women who are easily influenced are just regurgitating what they heard. They adopted this mindset that if the guy isn't 6'2", 6'3", or whatever the case is, they don't want him. Come on. And they be like 5'3" themselves.
5'6".
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm 5'3".
The whole thing is like utterly ridiculous. Like, according to a quick Google search, the average male height in the US is 5'9", which to me it seems about right, because like I said, I have never noticed height before. Pop the Balloon. Like, I would hang out with guys that were shorter than me, but I never like viewed them as being lesser than. Like I never looked at them as being like short. They were just guys. Same thing with like, I mean, the only thing I really noticed was if guys were taller than me. And even then, it wasn't like, oh, damn, man, I'm sure you get older girls. No. he was just a nigga that was taller. So, I don't know. I just find it fascinating how this new mindset, this new wave of thinking has like plagued society via social media. Social media is the destruction of the dating market, which we all know that. But something as simple as height should not be a deal breaker. Can height be a preference? Sure, we all have our preferences. Me personally, my preference is short hair and glasses. And when I say short hair, I mean like pixie color level. Now, ask me how many times have I dated a woman that fits my preference? Go ahead. 0. I have never had a woman that had that combination of short hair and glasses. And that is, to me, creme de la creme. It's a chef's kiss. Never had it, though. At the end of the day, if I cannot get my preference, that's fine. I'm still going to survive. If lobster tails are your preference and it's not available, do you then not eat? No, you're still going to chow down whatever's available. That's not to say that I go after whatever's available, but you should understand the point I'm making is that, yes, if my preference is not available, there are plenty of other perfectly fine options out there. You know, whether it's long hair, whether it's, you know, voluptuous hair, crinkly, curly, whatever the case is. So this is why I asked the question, like, ladies, in real life, have you ever denied a man for being short? And funny thing is, I had a situation where I was funny thing is, I had a situation, true story, where I was DMing this woman I was getting to know on Instagram. So I guess she is like a taller female, right? So she asked me one time how tall I was. So I think I said 5'7" or 5'9". I said one of them. And she cut me off right then and there. That was it. It was crickets. So I was really like stunned. I thought that she would at least have, you know, the courtesy to continue with the conversation a little bit and then wrap it up. You know, it was like radio silence after that. I mean, eventually, you know, things progressed, whatever.
I'm like, I'm leaving here with something.
But I just find that so funny that height is really essential for women. And they make it a big deal when it's not even somebody that they viewing as a long-term partner. Like they see the finish line with, as far as, you know, settling down, maybe having children, have a house somewhere. No, a lot of times it just be they in their mind, they're not even looking for anything serious. They just want to date. But even in something as casual as dating, they still look at shorter guys as if they're taboo. So I don't know. It was just funny. I just had to go on a little rant about it, and yeah, we just got to do better as a society. So, ladies, would you date a shorter guy? Like, forget about social media. Forget about how people may view you. As long as, you know, you guys vibe and he's able to give you the things you need, then that should be it. Because as far as height requirement goes, the taller you're aiming for, the more rare it's going to be. And then let's not forget about your other preferences or your other requirements. Salary, you know, how many kids he may have, race, ethnicity, religion, whatever the case is, you know, it gets more rarer and rarer the more requirements that person might meet. So for the sake of just, you know, being happy, you know, find someone who just makes you happy. Give him a chance. Who cares if he's 5'2"? All right, yeah. I just had to do that little rant. Well, not even a rant. It was on my mind, so I wanted to just chop it up with y'all. Anyway, with that being said, take care of yourself. Be blessed. Peace.
Oh, I think it's called MBTV.